welcome back to the We Are City channel for our FIFA 23 reboot series. We are into Season 2 now with Pep Guardiola's Manchester City, where things have started to change a little bit in terms of squad, promotions, contracts and so on. Let's show you what's happened so far. So these are what happened so far. So obviously the objectives for last season, how did we do in terms of completing them? Well, we didn't replace 3 players from the team. In terms of youth development, we did sign 1 player to the youth academy. We did sign 2 players less than 20. Brand exposure, we sort of failed on one of them because of the replacing the 3 players, but I think we'll take that. Domestic success, continental success, we didn't win the Champions League, but we won the Premier League and the FA Cup, and financially, we did get a bit of a profit. Now, in terms of contracts, I wanted to give our 3 key players, really, increases on their wages. The first one was Erling Haaland, from 250,000 to 400,000 per week, just to keep him around, make sure he's not tempted anywhere. The same for Kevin De Bruyne, no contract extension for KDB, but from 300 to 350. And the same for Rodri, spine of our team pretty much, from 220 to 300. He has been crucial for this Manchester City side, and Diaz as well. The full spine of the team, 275, I think, all depending on their value to the side. We sold Sergio Gomez for £60 million to Fiorentina from our team. Returned from Borussia Dortmund on loan, and we sold him for a big amount. He came back at 83 rated, but that's a massive, great sale, isn't it? Into the pre-season then, we won the first game 3-2 against Real Betis. Goals from James McAtee, Erling Haaland and Maximo Perón. Perón might get a bit of football this season. Same in the second game against RB Leipzig, where we went and scored with Mikel Oyarzabal. A clean sheet as well for the side to come away 1-0 winners. And then a 4-2 defeat to Real Madrid. Rodrigo Joselu on the score sheet. Haaland and Oyarzabal for us. Vinicius Jr. and Jude Bellingham also scored for them. A 4-2 defeat to Real Madrid in that one. On to one of our loans, which is Oscar Bob. He's already 76 rated, by the way. He's gone on loan to West Ham United. And we have also been building our youth team, continue to build young players ready to play the first half of the season before going out on loan in January. That's the plan. We always have FA Cup games. Helder Moreira is one Portuguese midfielder who looks like a superstar for the future. Look at that potential, 88 to 94, and Anchorman. He's only 5'6". Maybe he moves into a more central role, maybe to right back. We promoted him to the first team. And the same goes for this man as well, Ander Mendoza. He 85 to 94 potential, 17, nearly 70 rated already, so he is ready to step up with the first team. And another one that looks, real technical ability, one that should be ready to be promoted to the first team and come through until the end of the season. So, objectives for this season, we've already done the youth development objective by signing those players to the first team. That was get 5 clean sheets away in the matches and sign 3 players from North America. That one won't happen, I don't think. Win the Champions League, which is our big aim for the season. Win the FA Cup and Premier League again. And then also sign 3 crucial players, but finish with a profit, 107 million. I don't see that many big players coming in this summer. I think I'm very happy with the squad. It all depends on maybe, but also the leagues. So that's happened. No big signings yet. We've had pre-season and so on, and we're ready to start the Premier League, where we kick off today's episode with a game at home against Vincent Kompany's Burnley, and it's West Ham United away and Norwich City who've been promoted back into the Premier League at home. We'll end the episode there after those 3 games. And we haven't, like I said, signed anyone quite yet. We've got options in the squad of players to bring in, players that I have got an eye on. However, those players I've got an eye on, I don't need to make a move from unless somebody leaves. So this is how it's looking at the moment. This is how the squad is looking. Ederson in goal. A back 3 of Stones, Diaz and Vardiel. That's going to be the defence this season. Rodri in front with Bernardo Silva and also Kevin De Bruyne, the captain, in the midfield 3. Then it's going to be Alvarez playing off Haaland, Foden on the right and Grealish on the left. I really like this formation. I think it's going to work really well. Got the mixture, a good mixture of both attacking and defending, as long as Stones and Vardiel can defend wide areas. In the bench, we've got Pope, who was out. He signed last season, then he was fantastic. Did pretty well. Was sort of getting into his rhythm. They did his ACL, so he was out the full last season, pretty much from like episode 6. We missed him from there on, so he's back. He's on the bench. Mikel Oyarzabal is there as well. Pope can easily play this role here, if not James McAtee. Oyarzabal, Kovacic, Phillips, Ake, Akanji and Ortega. That is the bench. And then the reserves look like this. Borges, who could go out on loan. Mabude, the same. McAtee is going to be staying around for certain. Perón could go out on loan. Carson, obviously sticking around. And so is Pavard, Lewis and Hickey as well. Hickey just an extra player who can play all over the place in defence. Or Rico Lewis is at 80 rated like Rico Lewis. Lewis is going to spend a lot of football playing there. I'll have a look at the second team. In the second team, Haaland is still in the second team. And you'll see what I mean. If you look at the second team here, that's how it's looking. So captain-wise, we'd have to give the captaincy to Nathan Ake. But that's how the second team is looking, which is pretty strong, isn't it, really? Aaron Hickey on the bench. He doesn't get into the second team. And then we've got Haaland up top. Do we look for a striker? I don't think so. Do we look for another forward? I don't think so. I think I'm happy with that. I've just got one player I aim to bring in, perhaps, or I've got options for a position if we are to lose Bernardo Silva. And, of course, we've got a big squad as well. Squad of players that need to leave and go out on loan. Some players already out on loan, and obviously some young players have been promoted as well. And Oscar Bob's already at 76 rated out on loan, so he's going to be important. Aretho up to 75. We've got a big squad that we want to cut down if we can do it. Parts, loan players out, sell players, and so on. And expected a big transfer window, despite it sort of being late in the window. You want to do their moves early, but the moves haven't happened early. We're now into the 12th of August, start of the season, and players haven't left and players haven't joined either. We'll see what happens before the end of the window. It might be a quiet transfer window for us this season 2 here, because we did do a bit of business in January as well, bringing in a 4th winger and so on. And that makes me pretty happy with the squad. That means the squad's pretty stacked. So we're going with that full strongest starting 11 for the first game of the season against Burnley at home, just to get the side ready and see how they're firing. Pope is back on the bench for his return for the side. Let's hope he can get a bit of football for himself. His sharpness is very low. We have about Kovacic, Phillips, Ortega, Kanji Ake there as well. Now Luis Pavard, Iki, Perron, McAtee, you know, Mude, Borges, or any of these guys either. And some of these young players, I mean, Maria looks like he's going to be one of the best midfielders in the world in the future. And maybe Mendoza as well. Real 2 good young players coming through the youth system. Looking to loan them out though. Let's get into this game against Burnley to start off the season. So back at the Etihad Stadium. Good to be back. And who better to start the season against than Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Back in action. This Manchester City side that won the double last season. We were FA Cup and Premier League winners. Looking to obviously change our fate in the Champions League this year. We were very poor last year. The year before, City won the Champions League. So we've got to be doing better. We've got to be doing a lot better in the Champions League, and that is a big aim this season for these players, and that is some sort of pressure I'm putting on them in terms of they've got to do better in the Champions League. That is very clear to the players. Pep Guardiola's made it abundantly clear. We've got to do better in the Champions League. As the sides come out now onto the field, back at the Etihad. So this is the Burnley side, and in goal starts Arnett Muric, not James Trafford today. Connor Roberts, Bayer, Darrow O'Shea and Captain Taylor in the back 4. Cullen and Brownhill part of the midfield 2, with Benton Manuel, Bacetas and also Zauri in behind Van Veghorst. Up top, Trafford, McNally, Twine, Obafemi, Ekdal, Buchanan and Han on the bench for Vincent Kompany's Burnley. Deserves to play more football, Julian. De Bruyne on to Jack Grealish here. Getting Grealish, Foden, Alvarez, Haaland all on the same team. Pretty impressive. Bernardo Silva. Starts the season, Bernardo Silva, with a shot just past the post. But he's looking to move on, Bernardo Silva once again. Bayer again reads it. Rodri. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Into Phil Foden. Pulled it back here to Kevin De Bruyne. Good save by Muric. Probably should have scored there. Corner ball. Kevin. De Bruyne over it, away. Back out to Kev. Alvarez. Julian. Alvarez! Past the post by Julian. Grealish. Oh, lovely skill from Grealish. Grealish into De Bruyne. To Phil Foden! 1-0 Manchester City. De Bruyne makes that running behind. Grealish finds him and De Bruyne pulls it back towards Phil Foden. And we score. Foden's going to be an important season this year. I'm playing him more wide. I mean, if Bernardo goes, maybe he can play through the middle. Good play by Grealish onto De Bruyne. Pulled it back to Phil Foden. Across the keeper, Muric. 1-0 City. Good goal. The first goal of the new season. Scored by Phil Foden. Grealish. Grealish into Haaland. Back into Grealish. Jack Grealish blocked away. De Bruyne can't pick it up. Given away to Alvarez. Burnley under a lot of pressure here. Bernardo Silva. Through to Phil Foden. Foden. Grealish the chance here. Saved by Muric. Behind for a corner. Jack Grealish probably should have scored there. Corner for Kevin De Bruyne to take. Haaland in there. 2-0 City, and it's Erling Haaland who scores. Well, he doesn't score the opening goal this season. 63 goals in all competitions last season. I think he can go one further this year. 49 goals in the Premier League. I think he can get if he can get 64 goals, he breaks the record. He only levelled Dixie Dean's record. 63 in all competitions, but I think he can get 70 plus. Cross comes in. Header by Haaland. Over the top of Muric. City 2, Burnley 0 here at the start of the new season. And City Stones. Across to Vardiol. This one out to Jack Grealish. De Bruyne. Round the corner. Haaland! Oh, what a goal by Haaland. 3-0 City. 3-0 City against Burnley at the start of the new season. And we start the new season with a bang. Haaland with a double. Foden scoring as well. De Bruyne flicks it over and Haaland just goes, yeah, that's mine. What a finish. That's a hat-trick of assists for Kevin De Bruyne today as well. What a finish by Haaland. Cracks that in. That is beautiful. 3-0 City. Now, of course, against the bigger teams, I'm going to be more defensive. Much more defensive in those bigger games, so don't be surprised to see me play a different way in those bigger games and make up for the mistakes of last season, where we got caught out in the bigger games against the likes of Bayern in the Champions League. Jack Grealish. Past Connor Roberts like he's not there into De Bruyne. Into Bernardo Silva, bottom corner, 4-0. We are ripping Burnley apart here. 4-0 and it's Bernardo Silva who does celebrate. He might not be here come the 31st of August, but for now he's in that starting 11 and he's celebrating. Great play by Grealish. Into De Bruyne. That's 4 assists for De Bruyne in the first game of the season. Well, he might just hit that 20 this year. He might break that record he couldn't get to last year. To Rodri. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. ALVAREZ. Back to De Bruyne. Right to Grealish. De Bruyne's been fouled there. Grealish. Bernardo. De Bruyne. ALVAREZ! Oh, good save by Aaron Muric. Really good save. Benson's coming off for Vincent Kompany's side as they look to do something. Crossing by KDB. It's Haaland again. And it's a penalty for Manchester City. It's O'Shea using the hand to get it away from Erling Haaland, who could get his hat-trick here. Ball comes in. Yeah. Haaland for the hat-trick. Muric, can he predict the left-hand corner? Muric does predict the left-hand corner and he makes a save. From behind Phil Foden. Foden can't win it. Can't beat Stones though, and back we go to Ederson. Well played. Oh, what are we doing, Ederson? You f***ing idiot. What was that? What was that from Ederson? What was that? Where's my clean sheet gone, Eddie? And Diaz. Clean sheet gone, thank you. We did that in the Champions League. And that's why we went out in the knockout stages. Foden. Haaland. Back to Foden. Foden. Into Haaland here. Haaland for the hat-trick. Blocked away by O'Shea. Cleared onto Rodri. And the corner for Burnley. Brownhill in behind. Chance for Burnley here. Weghorst with the shot. Save by Ederson. Get up. Miss for Burnley here. They're pushing bodies forward. We hit them on the counter here. They're in big trouble. Roberts. Too easy. Vardiel wrong side of him. Good tackle by Vardiel in the box. I held jockey. I didn't even make a challenge. I just held jockey. And Vardiel gives away a penalty. I held jockey. Weghorst. 4-2. What a joke of a game this has been to start the season. Those 2 goals he conceded are an absolute joke. I held jockey. And somehow he fouls him by holding jockey. I've never known that ever to happen in a game before. So where's that come from? Across to Vardiel. Full-time whistle goes. We get 3 points in the opening day of the season. But we concede 2 stupid goals, which I'm not happy with. And we've got to cut that out right now. First game, that's as much as you can do. No more of that. Or I'm going to be livid with the team. Absolutely livid. Luis Fiorini's leaving the club to join Ghent for £3.7 million. That's nearly £4 million for a player who's not going to be part of the first team. That's a good sale by the club, I do believe anyway. Another departure, Filip Stefanovic joined Spezia in Italy for £2.8 million. I think City signed him for near £8 million when they first signed him, and things just didn't work out, unfortunately, for the player. Up next, it's West Ham United away from home, and exactly the same starting 11 from the previous game. We're trying to get this side to settle in with each other. Same bench as well, same players in the reserves. No one yet getting their chance to play football and so on. Just keeping things the same. I always do that for the first 2 or 3 games of the season, especially in the first episode, just to get players settled and get an idea of how we're going to play in the positions and so on, and that's what I'm doing here. So London Stadium awaits West Ham United. Were close to the relegation zone last year, but didn't get relegated in the end. They stayed up in the Premier League. They faced the Premier League, 4-time Premier League in a row champions. That is, City have obviously won the Premier League more times than that and been champions more than that. We've got it 4 years in the bounce, looking to maybe do it 5 years in the bounce as we come out here against West Ham United. This is David Moyes' West Ham United side. In goal starts Alphonse Areola. It's a back four of Lucas Vazquez, Captain Aguard, Simakan and Emerson. Midfield two is Vinicius Souza and Denis Zakaria. Then it's Gerard Bowen, Lucas Paqueta and Nikola Vacic. In behind Energy now, the main man up top. On the bench, Dowlow, Luis Felipe, Linger, Ings, Odriozola, Oscar on loan from us. Maxwell Cornet as well. Alvarez. Pulling Alvarez into Bernardo Silva. Back to Phil Foden. Foden to Alvarez. Good touch. Alvarez pulls it across to Haaland here. Good defending by Simakan. Corner for Manchester City. Burnley have got... Well, West Ham have got to be wary of what we did against Burnley. Tore them apart. Diaz. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva over the bar by the Portuguese midfielder. Scored in that first game against Burnley. To Kevin De Bruyne. Right to Grealish. Grealish. Clipped through to Haaland. Couldn't find him. Rodri against Dunal. Falls to Alvarez. From range here, Alvarez over the bar by Julian. Couldn't get close enough in and tried his his test from range. Tried to test Areola, which we haven't done yet. And he fouled there. Get away with it. Rodri. Switch of play to Grealish. Grealish into Haaland. Haaland gets his shot off. 1-0 City. Goal for Haaland. Assist for Jack Grealish. Nice ball through and Haaland finishes it off. Really good ball from Jack Grealish then. And what I loved about that move there was, as that ball got switched over to Grealish, De Bruyne makes a run into the channel where we tend to score our goals from. You can see it here. As De Bruyne makes that run, it opens up the space for Haaland. And they're worried initially, oh my God, De Bruyne's making a run. If Grealish finds De Bruyne, the cutbacks onto Haaland were in big trouble. So they follow De Bruyne, and that creates the space for Haaland. It's brilliant from City, and we lead here. Third game of the season, third goal of the season for Haaland in 2 games. Bernardo. Alvarez dropping deep for us there. I like it. Alvarez. Let me switch out to Jack Grealish here. Jack. Whoa, lovely from Grealish. Pass so foul. Keep going, Jack. He is going. De Bruyne. Into Phil Foden. Foden's got another one. De Bruyne with the assist. 2-0 City. Good play by Grealish again, who seems to have really found his feet again this season compared to last year. Going at plays. He's got Pope to back him up and Alvarez and Oyarzabal as well. Great play. De Bruyne to Phil Foden to tap him. And Phillips going to come on for Rodri. It's about time. Haaland leaves it to Phil Foden. That's his second of the season. De Bruyne gets maybe his 6th assist of the season now. Only 2 games. So off limps Rodri. For Calvin Phillips. Phillips, I trust him to do a job in the midfield there for us. Gerard Bowen. Paqueta. That is half time. Manchester City 2. West Ham 0. Let's not make the same mistakes as Burnley defensively. Phillips with him. Bowen. Great win back by Grealish. Into Haaland here. Turn by Haaland. Into Alvarez. Lets it run. Julian. Onto Grealish. Jack Grealish. Good feet. Alvarez. Alvarez! Oh, over the bar by Areola. Corner for Manchester City. Good chance. De Bruyne over it. Haaland in there. Back out to Alvarez. De Bruyne. Alvarez. Here's Ruben Diaz. City lacking option a little bit. Foden. De Bruyne. Bernardo Silva. Haaland on the volley. Just on the bar by Erling Haaland. Haaland. Alvarez. Through to Erling Haaland by Julian Alvarez. And here's Erling Haaland. And they can't keep up with him. And Haaland. Oh! The Champions League before. Grealish. De Bruyne. Grealish sits him down. Grealish. Great play. Grealish through to Haaland here. Haaland. Alvarez! The score. 4-0. Or 3-0 City it is. Alvarez with the goal. Assisted by Erling Haaland. His first goal of the season for Alvarez. Him and Haaland are going to have a great combination up top together. Great play. Grealish through to Haaland. Lovely back heel through to Alvarez. Sets him up completely. And he finished it in that top corner. Look at this for a finish. Right across it. No chance. Absolutely no chance on that finish. And we're going to make the changes now that I wish to make. It's going to be the same as last time. Oyarzabal and Goncalves are going to come on for Foden and Grealish are arrested. Cross the post and it's a bad pass by Julian. Bad pass by Julian. And here's Oscar Bob. Lifted one over the top here to Unal. Stones is there again. I tackle him but he passes it out. I don't want to clear it out for a corner, obviously. Make the challenge. Good play by West Ham. Unal. Okay, there. Ball through. Paqueta. Offside. I think Akanji just got a toe in as well there. Oyarthabal. Pokes in there. Bernardo Silva it falls to. Oh, good block on the line. Full time, West Ham United 3, Manchester City, 0, Manchester City 3. It should have been 4-0 against Burnley and 3-0 today. Those 2 goals are a big blip on our record, which really annoys me against Burnley. But we'll take it. Good performance. Another 3 points for City at the start of the season. Unfortunately for Rodri, 4 weeks out with a hyperextended knee injury. The injuries have been mounting up for him recently, haven't they? Well, finally again, today's episode is newly promoted Norwich City at the Etihad, and we do make some changes to today's squad. Akanji comes in for Diaz and Pavard comes in for John Stones. Phillips in for the injured Rodri, and also Mikel Oyarthabal on the left-hand side for Jack Grealish. On the bench, we've got Goncalves, Grealish, Kovacic, Lewis, Ake, Stones and Ortega. Diaz is rested today. Rodri obviously injured. McAtee not quite ready yet for the season. Or Aaron Hickey either, who is still building up their sharpness. Back at the Etihad and looking for a better defensive record in our performance today. Interestingly, Norwich City at the side we were up against, newly promoted back in the Premier League. And I do believe ex-Chelsea man Armando Borgia starts up top for Norwich. Other than that, I don't think there's any real key players in there that we know so well. Have to see how they do line up in the end. City side then that they go with. In goal starts Tim Krul, a back 4 of Max Aarons, Odin Dele, Basso the captain and Sam McCallum. Sorensen sits in the midfield with Rashica, Gabriel Sara, Nunez and Trellis in front. And it's Armando Broja up top. Angus Gunn, Ballymunba, Tameze, Pukki, Duffy, Dowell and Adam Ida on the bench for this Norwich City side. Broja, who is past the Kanji. Armando Broja. Phil Foden with an acrobatic clearance, he'll take it. I've never seen a clearance like that on this game. Good play by Rashica. Vardiel across. Oh, what a save by Edison. How is he not offside there? Alvarez. Wide to Bernardo Silva. Foden coming to offer something. Foden. De Bruyne. Bernardo. Into Foden. Lovely flick round the corner. Foden across the box to Haaland here. 1-0 City. Great footwork by Phil Foden. Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne combine a little triangle. And eventually the ball goes across the box to Erling Haaland, who finishes it off spectacularly. Good cross by Foden. Haaland's, I mean, you can't leave Erling Haaland literally on the penalty spot waiting for it, can you? You can't do that. And they do that. He's 4th this season so far in 3 games. Poor defending by Norwich City, take the lead 1-0. Trellis and Phil Foden read that one really well. Alvarez, Phillips. City go counter, De Bruyne. Lovely ball by Kevin De Bruyne over to Phil Foden. And Norwich are in trouble here, and here's Foden. Foden! Oh, he had Haaland with him, but I wanted to score the spectacular. Ball into the box here. Vardiel in there to get it away. Alvarez. Haaland, and Haaland's off here. They're in trouble, Norwich. Haaland. Oh! Saved by Krul. Norwich have actually had more possession than us. That's worrying. No control so far today. De Bruyne are in. Haaland with a header. Oh, saved by Krul. About to say 2-0. De Bruyne in again. Pavard with a header and over the bar by Benjamin Pavard. De Bruyne are in. Haaland on the near post. Good defending by Norwich again in the corner. Bit deeper this time for De Bruyne. Haaland in there again. Norwich away once again. City swinging dangerous crosses in here. De Bruyne. Haaland again! Oh, what a save by Krul once again. Too easy. Phillips the foot in. Back out to Trellis. Lovely skill by him. Norwich work it on. Chance for Norwich. Big save by Edison. Good work as our defence pushed forward. They put it in behind. Fair play. They've been very good, Norwich. Kanji away. How long is the ref going to play it? We're going away to Pavard. He'll blow the whistle now. As we counter, he will do. Half-time 1-0 against Norwich, but they've been very impressive. They've worried me. Bernardo Silva. Alvarez. Bernardo. Phillips. De Bruyne. Vardiel. City's just trying to get that possession. Stat back up. Get control of this game. Make Norwich play at our pace. We haven't been able to do that so far today. Oh, not with a pass like that from Kevin De Bruyne. Who sells a shot. A chance here for Norwich. A good save, Edison. That's really poor from De Bruyne. It's me, really. Knocking it round, short-sightedness. Oyarthabal. Haaland's made a run. In towards Haaland. Falls to Alvarez. Penalty, Manchester City. It's a handball, yes, but I can't score it anyway. Top left, right hand corner. Come on. 2-0, Haaland scores. Come on, City. Haaland scores. I hate penalties. Absolutely hate penalties. 2-0 Manchester City. And it's Erling Haaland with the finish. Up he stepped. And he dispatched it well. This time anyway. Nicely done. Foden. Foden into Rico Lewis, who gets there. Rico. Back to Haaland on the turn here. Locked away. They clear it away. Just. Haaland into De Bruyne. Full time. The 2-0 over Norwich. That ends today's episode. No ins yet. No transfers coming in yet. All depends on the outs, because at the moment I'm very happy with the squad from last season. We've changed it a little bit. Players are developed and I'm pretty happy. But I have got players in the list just in case we were to lose a Bernardo Silva, for example, who still wants to go in the career mode. Thanks for watching. Please like the video if you haven't already. We'll see you next time.